We're back! What's up, guys? Chain of Memories. Oh god, the gameplay's horrible. Oh, the gameplay's horrible. Oh, the gameplay's horrible. There, I think I've fulfilled my quota. Poor Deacon. Little does he know. Now, at the end. Load! Load! Oh my god, load. So notice how Sora's eyes are closed there. Just nice little point there. Right. That's how I did this. We'll do Proud Mode. Just for you guys. Good night, Kay. Oh, right, you're coming back later. Welcome back, Kay. In the future. Good night, Biozilla. Okay. Of course they can, Shadow. The chains of our memories will keep it. Ah! Mute! Mute! Forgot about that one. So, this is probably one of the least significant intros in the series. Most of the intros are pretty good in the Kingdom Hearts series. Birth by Sleeps, etc. Dream Drop Distance is actually my personal favorite intro in the entire series. But this one is basically just rehashing the story of Kingdom Hearts 1. A friend of mine was like, oh man, you don't even need to play Kingdom Hearts 1. You just have to watch this. To which I just started laughing. Because, again, you can't really tell, like, what the hell's going on. It's just like, okay, Squall! And then there's Heartless! And Donald and Goofy get their asses kicked! And then Donald and Goofy join forces with that kid, whoever he is. And then there's the Queen of Hearts, and there's a door and Hercules for some reason. And Cloud is with Hercules, and Phil, and Tigger, and Pooh, and a clock. What's a clock? Oh, clock's just Peter Pan. And Tinkerbell, of course. And then suddenly Jafar is defeated. Good night, Pencil. And then Pinocchio is in a gross place with some kid. And oh my god, Sora's turned into a mermaid, along with Little Mermaid. And now he's a gross thing with Boogie and Skeleton and the Beast. Oh my god, what's going on? To the light! And now we're fighting Riku for some reason? Okay, whatever. Oh, no, okay, we fought Riku to find Kairi. And Xemnas is here for some freaking reason. Oh, okay, and now Maleficent has been defeated. So that's good. So we've saved the world. Oh, we died. We died after fighting Riku and Maleficent. But that's okay, because Kairi's back. So it was all worth it. And now Riku is back, except she's dead. And now we're back. Okay, so everyone's back. It's good. Now we're in some other place, and now we've closed the door, and now we're in the other world, and now there's Paragon, and then there's Ansem, and then there's the dark side, and now there's the world of chaos, and then there's Ansem again. Oh god, we did it. We destroyed everything, and the door to light. Yeah, it's literally just a rehashing of Kingdom Hearts 1. It's a little bit of a shame, like I said, because every other Kingdom Hearts game actually has, a custom intro, except this one for some freaking reason. It's such a shame, because they really did a really good job of several aspects of this game. The writing, the voice acting. Actually, I guess that's it. Nah, that's a lie. The visual aesthetics of Castle Oblivion are phenomenal, in my opinion. Can I unmute now? Okay, well, I can. Yay! That's what I'm here to do, Samurai. I'm no longer the lore runner. I'm now the summarization runner. Oh, yuck! I try, Mandart. So here we are, in the realm in between. Now, of course, the realm in between is pretty easy to literally physically walk from one location to another. It's that planar thing I talked about before. So we keep going for some time until we find Marlucia. Now, fun fact.
Along the road ahead lies something you need.
Yeah, that's clearly Marlucia.
However, in order to claim it, you must lose something that is dear to you.
Just mention it to my Tumblr, Green. It's pretty easy. I have a Tumblr, too. So here's Namine, who is freaking awesome. That wouldn't surprise me, White Mage. The manga's pretty good. Yeah, Marlucia is actually a little bit too creepy for my tastes. I know this sounds weird, but I kind of wish Marlucia was still female. The original design for Marlucia was for him to be a her. And the only reason they changed it was they're like, wait a minute. That means, like, the two treacherous, evil bastards are both female. We don't want to send that kind of message, so they turned Marlucia into a guy. But if you pay attention, it kind of fits a little bit better of a female, for the way he presents himself, the way he acts, that kind of a thing. Just my take, of course. Also, having a really strong, awesome female villain would have been cool, but whatever. And again, yeah, the way he interacts with Namine would have made much more sense if it was the way she interacts with Namine. So we literally walk through the realm in between to Castle Oblivion, because Castle Oblivion, that is to say, the Station of Departure, or whatever it's called, World of Departure, actually exists right on the border of the world in between and the World of Light. Land of Departure, thank you. Oh, anyways, so quick note, when my friend was playing through this, not knowing the series, he automatically assumed Marlucia was actually the unknown that we fought back in Kingdom Hearts 1. He assumed it was Xemnas. Pretty logical why he would assume that, too. They are probably one of the closest in terms of appearance to the others. For those of you not aware, most of the organization clothes actually look different from each other. It's very small stuff. Things in, like, the shoulders, the sleeves, something about the waistline, and a few bits here. And that's basically it. Those are basically the only things that actually look different. But if you're paying attention, you can differentiate each one and tell whom is whom, even if they're not talking. But again, Marlucia and Xemnas have the closest in terms of appearance to each other. So we find ourselves here in the Land of Departure. I didn't do that at all, Samurai. I let him figure it out for himself. Took him a while, too. So yeah, here we are, Castle Oblivion. Probably aesthetically my favorite looking place, like in the whole series. One other thing I want to talk about really quick. If you notice, there's almost no texture faces. Remember we talked about that in Kingdom Hearts 1, and it was a huge problem in Kingdom Hearts 1. They kept going back and forth between texture faces, mesh faces, texture faces, mesh faces. They will be doing this in Kingdom Hearts 2 as well, and to a lesser extent in Birth by Sleep, and I guess that's it. Here in Recom, virtually every cutscene has mesh faces, which I like. It's part of that polish thing I mentioned earlier. Also, the voice acting is just top-notch in general, and the writing is probably some of the best writing I've seen in the series, as far as the dialogue specifically. Also, the voice actress who plays Larxene is just perfect. It's pure juice. I love it. So, then Sora's voice is immediately different. Now, again, when I was doing my friend through this, of course, he knew nothing. He went straight from the game we just finished to the game we're playing right now. So, just like I'm going with you guys. So the massive difference between Sora's voice was just like, he actually paused the game like, what the hell, dude? And I'm like, okay. And I explained to him, and I'll explain to you guys. Kingdom Hearts 1 was made back here. And then Kingdom Hearts Com was made here. With very, very little voice acting and cutscenes because it was on the frickin' Game Boy. And then over here, we had Kingdom Hearts 2, and then we had Recom all the way over here. So his voice had already dropped, and again, this also explains the quality of the cutscenes, the acting, and the writing in this thing. Because this is like the fourth game, technically, or actually the fifth game, depending on how you look at it, that they've actually made in the series. Even though it's a remake, it is clearly a proper remake. So yeah, his voice dropped, and it's very noticeable.
The king? King Mickey's here?
Also, the animations in general are a little more fluid in the cutscenes in this one, if you pay attention.
'Cause now that you mention it, I was kinda thinking the same thing.
If to explain part of what I mean by that, most of the animations are much more custom. Most in the other games they have what you call standard animations. You've seen this in like anything ever. StarCraft 2 did this, the Old Republic and the KOTORs did this, Dragon Age Origins does this, and the Mass Effects do this. You know, the standard animation, and there's always just this one animation they do whenever they're talking about a certain type of thing and whatever, just regardless of the circumstances. There's very few standard animations in the cutscenes in COM. Most of them are custom to the moment, which again helps flesh it out a bit.
Seriously? Me too. One look at this castle, and I just knew.
And
Our
yeah,
very best friends. They're here.
Yup, guess great minds think alike.
Wait, hey, hold on. It can't be just a coincidence.
Oh no, Timothy. You don't mean that.
Yep, I had it too. I had the exact same
so
feeling.
Jiminy has a texture face, of course.
Gorge, maybe it's contagious.
No, something screwy. We gotta go take a look.
All right.
See, there was a texture face on Sora, but notice the moment we get closer, it goes back to a mesh
To the
face.
door. Are you scared?
Look at that. There's hardly any texture faces in this game. It's nice.
Hey, fellers, shouldn't we shut the door behind us before we go? Sora!
That's it. Who are you?
I love this, by the way.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah? I'll try some magic.
The manga for this scene is hilarious.
Come on. Thunder.
One of the more interesting excuses I've ever seen for them needing to level again in an RPG is they literally forgot their abilities.
Blizzard. Fire. Why isn't it working?
I should think it's obvious. The moment you set foot in this castle, you forgot every spell and every ability you ever knew. In this place, to find is to lose, and to lose is to find. That is the way in Castle Oblivion.
Castle Oblivion?
It's the first time we see the unique abilities of the organization
Here
members
you will
there.
meet people that you have known in the past, and you will meet people you miss.
I miss? Riku! You mean Riku's here?
If what you want is to find him,
Clearly Marlucia there, as if it wasn't already obvious. I really hope we see Marlucia back in 3, by the way. Along with Luxord
What'd you do?
and Demix.
I merely sampled your
And Larkscene.
memories, and from them, I made this. To reunite with those you hold dear.
I really wish they wouldn't do that.
this?
They do that like
Card?
20 times in Chain of Members.
It is
Every
a
time they
promise
do...
for the
Here, I'm
reunion.
sorry. Every time they do that animation, take a drink. Because they do it all over the place. It's not just with Sora. There's like, they always fling the card, and then always grab the card, and they're always super dramatic about grabbing the card, and grabbing the thing, and then super dramatic sending it. It's like, it's one of the only nitpicks I have about Chain of Memories. So take a drink.
You seek. Hold the card to open the door, and beyond it a new world.
Block all you want, Kay.
Proceed, Sora.
I also...
To lose and claim anew.
Hang on.
Or to claim anew, only to lose.
Hang on. I need to look something up, because I know there's something interesting about Marlucia I wanted to share with you guys. That's right. Keith Ferguson does his voice.
Come on. Let's go.
Now, you may not know him, because he's only done a few things, but he's done some good voices, and I want to share a couple here. Just give me a moment to find the ones I wanted to share with you. That's right. He plays fricking Bosch over in Final Fantasy XII. That's Marlucia. That's that voice. He also voices Gabranth in Dissidia. So, I mention this because he's actually pretty good in that role. I personally feel like he's the only voice actor in all of Chain of Memories who doesn't do a good job. And it's because he's trying to do the emotionless, voiceless thing. There's this, I am da 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 da. And as I've said before, it's actually hard to sound emotionless without sounding just boring. And he kind of comes across as boring for most of the game. And that is, like I said, pretty much my only complaint with the voice acting in this entire chunk. Everyone else is fine. So I actually got a lot to talk about here, mostly due to the nature of Castle Oblivion. Yeah, I know, Samurai. Sayx hits it perfectly. And yeah, nobody's aren't emotionless. But anyways. So, oh my god, we're in Traverse Town. Except it's not. It immediately looks different to anybody who's seen the game in the first game. And Sora and Donald are gone. So we're going to go through this. I'm just going to mash through this tutorial because I got some stuff to talk about while we're doing this. So, first of all, what the hell is up with the card thing, okay? Oh my god, Dragoon, no! Wait, it's okay, it's okay. They're all my servants. It's all good. So, yeah, what's with the card thing? The funny thing is, the card thing is fully lore. Everyone, even the other characters who are not the main character, need cards to be able to get around and to be able to function in this place. It's actually something that's mentioned about how Axel has such a hard time moving and working through here throughout the course of 358 after the events of Recom, specifically because of the card requirement. It's never actually really explained why the cards are so relevant, though. Like, it's never actually explained. I get the nature of Castle Oblivion, I get the nature of the maze, I get the nature of the memory thing, but why cards? To my knowledge, there's never actually a coherent, specific reason for the cards itself. I'm talking in lore, Green, not out of character. I get the in character, or excuse me, I'm talking in character. I get words! I get the out-of-character reasons. I don't care about the out-of-character reasons. I don't get the in-character reasons, because basically there kind of aren't any. Also, the controls are a little bit different from Kingdom Hearts 1, so it was a little bit of a... So, moving on from the cards thing. Castle Oblivion, a.k.a. the Land of Departure, is a very... is basically probably the most morphic world, if you could call it that, we ever encounter. It's a place that is deliberately designed to make you get lost, and the places that you see will literally be represented based off of you, or anything that is used to change them. Theoretically, for example, I guess that's true, Green. I just kind of wish the cards wasn't in the complat, if I'm being honest. I get the cards for the area thing, I do, it's just... Anyways, so, once again, for example, if I was going to Castle Oblivion, and I had all of Bragwin's memories on cards or whatever, I could use those to manifest places based on her memories, despite the fact that I'm going there. If I didn't have that, it's entirely possible that I could have manifested places based on my own memories. And again, it's not even necessarily memories, because we actually visit a place that looks like Twilight Town in here. But we have no memory of Twilight Town, because we've never been there. But Twilight Town is connected to our heart. In other words, Land of Departure, which is the location where all the great Keyblade Masters had trained their... where all the great Keyblade Masters had trained their successors, is a place that is morphic based on what is in your heart. Now, whether that's true all the time or not is debatable. It's possible that it only functions that way once it's been converted into the maze that it is by Aqua as a part of the maze. Because remember, Aqua specifically designs it to be this place that you can't find certain things in here. There's a reason they never actually found Ventus in here, even though they looked for him for a really long time. It is therefore possible that Aqua is pretty much responsible for the way that this place works. On the other hand, it is entirely within the realm of feasibility that the Land of Departure itself works this way, and that especially makes sense because the Land of Departure before would have represented the person who was most in control of it, Ericus. And if you actually look at the Land of Departure and its design and its style, it just screams Ericus. I'll be pointing this out when we get to Birth by Sleep, but it's everywhere. The architecture, the light, the colors, the beatific thing, it's all Ericus. By contrast, the Castle Oblivion place, in addition to looking, in addition to serving its function in order to keep Ventus hidden, does in many ways represent the mindset and mentality that Aqua is at this point in time. The place that is completely jumbled up, that you can get lost in, that you're not sure what's what or where, that is literally incorrect when it comes to standard architecture. And of course, when you get inside, what do you see? Pure white. Nothing but textureless, almost featureless walls. And yet the impressions of a place, for example, the impressions of furniture, the impressions of pillars, the impressions of flowers, things that might have otherwise looked like a regular place but aren't because all the life has been bleached out of them. Tell me that doesn't represent Aqua. That's actually entirely possible, Cryotech. It wouldn't surprise me that they developed the card system to try and bypass the protections she put on this place. Which would also explain how they basically have mastery of Castle Oblivion other than its one true purpose, which is to keep Ventus safe, because they never do find Ventus in here. Damn it, Samurai. By the way, I do like the fact that we do have some gameplay and story integration in the fact that we can literally rebuild the castle as we're going through it. I'll explain what I mean by that now rather than bother to try and show you. For example, well, no, I'll kind of show you. I'll kind of show you. Give me a second. We have to do a little bit of a tutorialization first here. Honestly, yes, I do love. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up happening. Is Ventus's heart goes back into his body once they get Aqua back. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a whole side quest, or not side quest, but a quest. Shadow, I'm not sure we want to see a place filled entirely with breasts. I'm messing around. I'm also trying to emulate Eddie Izzard badly. Whatever. A card! Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me if Riku was responsible for that. Lord knows he can handle the Realm of Darkness like virtually no one else can, other than Mickey. Loading. God. If this... I've said it before and I'll say it again. If this combat was more cards or less cards, I think it would have worked. One of the two. Fun fact, if you really analyze the card system, there's actually a stupid amount of complexity to it. Like, there really is. So... Come on, there we go. So this is explaining how the cards, works. How the cards work, excuse me, proper grammar is a thing, I swear. Like I said, Nicholas, more or less. Honestly, I would go for less, but, So, okay, I want to showcase something here, which I think I can do now. Which I can. Okay, so you see the world map here? So if we were to go into the next room, that next room is empty. In lore, in addition to in gameplay. We use a card, it changes based on the card. And now it's this whole different type of room. If we were then to go back to this room, remember, this room already exists, but we could use a card on the room we just went back to change it into a new room. Again, this is both in lore and in story. The fact that we can change the rooms and the rooms can change around us, more or less at will. I like that. It actually makes a lot of sense. And it also showcases just how ridiculously confusing this place would be. It's no wonder Axel was stuck here for, what is it, like a month? Think about that for a moment. A month trying to explore this place and failing. That just sounds ridiculous. But, again, makes a lot of sense when you consider. So hang on, we're officially at the point where I made the save, so we're just gonna go make that happen. If you want to hug breast, that's your own thing, Bregwin. I'm down. I think this is the one. We're gonna assume this is it. Yes, plot twist. Marlucia is actually a guy. Hey, Rojas. Let's make sure we're good here. Where's my deck? Yep, okay, we're good. No, I didn't, Lava Dude. Okay, so we need to go there. So the way all of these worlds work, they all follow a pretty simple pattern. You go through, you get to the point where you fight a boss monster who gives you a door key that enables you to go to the one door and then enables you to progress. Yeah, those emblazoned doors. Now, I'm not sure if I actually have those. Looks like I do, so... Do not, apparently. Okay, well, we have like 80 of each door key here. So... Only one treasure chest is real. No. We will make every place a safe place. We only have one key at beginning, so that's a shame. So it looks like we actually do have to go and get the gold cards in order to progress this. That's good to know. Alright, what are you linking, Lava Dude? Ah! Almost banned you. Okay. Am I the only person okay with the episodic thing? I swear to God. Oh my God, it's Donald Goofy. They're here. Hey, it's Pluto, except it's not Pluto. Or maybe it is Pluto. It's kind of hard to tell in this place. No, I meant the cutscene ones. That is what I was referring to. Okay, I'm just going to skip this. So basically here we're finding out the fact that we're seeing what I'm going to refer to as phantoms throughout this entire section. The phantoms are... Oh my God, more tutorial! So we find Squall and Aerys and all that fun stuff. Now, it's really important to keep in mind who's actually who and what here. What the... Yeah, just attack him. What the... Did you just... shoot, what's he want me to do? Oh, he's still tutorializing me, okay. Anyways, so far we're up to 2, okay? Anyways, yeah, it's really important to keep in mind that virtually none of the people here that we encounter are actually real people. I would actually equate these most likened unto holodeck characters, right? Now this is interesting, and this is actually relevant, because this starts one of the major plots of the entire series, and I'm not kidding about that. The holodeck characters are, of course, fake. They are just based off of our memories. There is no actual person there, right? This particular game, yes, I would, sure you. However, they still, as a result of being based on our memories, still have aspects to them that enables them to function beyond the norm. You know, in other words, and we'll see this in just a bit. Well, I'll get there when I get it. But the other point of this that's actually relevant is this has to do with AI, consciousness, sentient sapience, and what you define as life, which is the other big theme I've alluded to several times in Kingdom Hearts 1, and will be prevalent in basically every game from that point on. What do you define as life? And Chain of Memories kind of really begins what does life mean? What do you define as a living being? It's further muddled in a game like Kingdom Hearts, where a lot of things can have hearts. Even programs, for example. Remember, it's implicated that Data Sora has a heart, even though you can erase his memory. So even a creature that has no memory still has a heart. Which is actually really horrifying when you actually think about it. But Recoded is actually damn terrifying to me in general, if I'm being completely blunt. Okay, so we need to go this way. Yay! Final Cloud. Yeah, I agree. It has to be done correctly. I'll agree with you on that. But damn it, man. Not you, but... Anyways, let's see. What am I doing? 3 or higher? Yeah, sure. Have a 3. And that's true, Kay. It's entirely possible these people might just be extensions of the castle, which, being such a morphic thing, might actually... I mean, first of all, the world obviously has its own heart, the world of the Land of Departure. But second of all, it's entirely possible that this place might literally be alive, have its own heart, be a living creature, after having so much time spent in this morphic state, having gained experiences, knowledge, memories, etc. from all the people who are moving through it and changing it around, so... Yeah, Recoded is damn terrifying, and we'll talk about that when we get there. So, okay, this song that plays right here is going to play over, like, 80% of the cutscenes. It's a bit of a shame, because it's the other problem from the no music counter. I'm tempted to actually count these as no music scenes, even though you're like, well, what do you mean? Because the same point is here, aka bad sound direction. This is basically just a generic wallpaper song that will be played over the cutscene that doesn't really add any significance to it. It's kind of generic and kind of boring, and it doesn't actually change based on the scene. So I think we will go ahead, for the sake of the spirit of the law, as opposed to the letter of the law, count each of the wallpaper scenes where it's done improperly, and it really bothers me, as a no music counter. So, of course, they don't remember you, but they don't feel you belong here. So, the implication here is all these people know Sora's name because these people are reflections or programs or copies, or whatever you want to think of it as, manifestations of Sora's memories. Ergo, they're people that Sora remembers as knowing him. However, naturally, they don't actually know him because none of those memories actually exist in them. Make sense? So... all of their interactions here of, you know, oh, I totally remember you, but I don't, make sense. And most of the time, when Sora is like, hey, you remember me because this, and he actually prompts him there. He's like, here's a line you actually said, Squall. Here's something you actually stated. Him prompting it causes them to remember it, because, again, they are based on his memories. I mention this, though, because I think we're going to give a single Sora is dumb counter. Probably for the entire game, actually. Because Sora is an idiot and actually assumes these people are actually people. He assumes that's actually Aerys, or at least something of Aerys, as opposed to, you know, what she actually is, which is a data projection of something that is reflected off of himself. For all intents and purposes, awesome, Silver Dragoon, it would be literally possible to say that Sora is effectively talking to himself here. These are basically, these are other reflections and aspects of Sora's heart and Sora's memories that have been removed from him so he can interact with them externally rather than internally. Yeah, Samurai, like I said, I don't think we're going to be adding many more counters for the rest of this game. 2 will have a crap ton of them. And I mean a crap ton of them. Oh my god, every scene with Sora will be a Sora is dumb. I'm kidding. That's not literally true, I hope. Maybe. We'll see. I know that it will at least be true up until and including the castle, you know, that never was, so... Last dungeon will still include Sora being dumb. This way... Must avoid all encounters... green. Okay, how about, Sure. What is this? Any color. So yeah, we'll do that one. There we go. So yeah, let me explain the other thing I really didn't like about Chain of Memories as combat, if I may. Because you're not going to see it like at all, by the way. I mean, the gameplay itself isn't actually that bad in small chunks, I think. And played relatively, you know, low-key. Like, if it wasn't as over-the-top as it was, I think I would enjoy it more. And it's kind of enjoyable for the first, I don't know, hour or two. In fact, when I was playing this a couple weeks ago with my friend, he was actually playing it, and he was like, I'm like, dude, you don't want to play this, you want to watch it. And he looked at me so weird. He didn't believe me. He was like, no, I'm going to play the game. I'm like, all right, you've been warned. I have a video if you get tired of the gameplay. And he's like, okay. About 2 hours into the game, he's like, this is driving me crazy. Can I stop playing the game now? And I'm like, okay. Because it just gets old. Good night, Undead Ellis. It just gets old really quickly. And I think part of the reason isn't just because of the gameplay itself, but because it is so grindy. This is an incredibly grindy game. And if it gets worse the further in you get. There is a freaking door later on that requires 99 total of the different colors to open. And you have to go back and remake rooms and fight tons of Heartless and get into thing and remake rooms and fight tons of and grind your balls off in order to actually be able to progress through this game. And it's really aggravating. And all of that grind is basically tossed out the window when we get to the Riku sections. And that's one of the reasons why I don't actually have any cheats for the Riku sections, because I don't think I would need them. And so, yeah, that's the other reason I'm cheating. It's not a matter of difficulty or anything. It's a matter of wasting time and lack of enjoyment. The Fallout 4 and Kingdom Hearts 1 problems, respectively. Or maybe in reverse, whatever. Anyways, point being. It is pretty painful, Schmeidoff. You should try it sometime. Do it, Schmeidoff. Do it. Was it FF4 where I was grinding my balls off like so much that I had to do some of it off camera? Because I was spending hours and hours and hours grinding. Oh my god. So again, because of the fact that this place is a reflection of our memories, for the most part we're repeating the events of the first game. Let me explain why I'm okay with that. In Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, mostly 1 and 2, a little bit of Birth by Sleep, but mostly 1 and 2, one of my biggest complaints about the Disney worlds is the fact that they're kind of pointless. I mean, they don't really add anything of their own self, for the most part, and I talked about this. They're aping the movies, and they don't add anything to the plot of the characterization, right? Okay, I don't have to rehash this point. In Chain of Memories, as weird as this sounds, that isn't as much of an issue because each world bothers to emphasize either the theme that I mentioned earlier or is directly related to the character growth and development of Sora himself and helps explain what's going on and is just relevant, in other words. It's actually significant to what's going on rather than just being there aping the game. And I like that. So you can see my deck is basically all 9s, 8s, and 7s of Oblivion and the ultimate weapon. I could have actually done even more, but I didn't feel like it. I figured this would be a plenty good deck. I have all the cards in the entire game if I feel like I need even more of a deck after this, so... So, for example, we're aping, for all intents and purposes, we're repeating Traverse Town. And yet we've already seen one point of significance from that, the nature of what these beings are, which will be further explained in a cutscene that happens pretty much next. This next cutscene was one of the big reasons why I wanted to play through Recom, rather than just show you the cinematic cutscenes. Because if you just see the cinematic cutscenes, you do miss out on some thematic significance, on some character development, and some setting building. What, you mean this health, Nicholas? £1 Snicker bar. Yes, please, Bregman. I could use that right now. So they're like, oh my god, you did it. Your friend wasn't here? Nope, Riku was not here. But he's somewhere. I just know it. Castle? Like the whole town's in some huge, humongous castle? Ah, whatever. Reality is bigger than just this world. I may not remember you, but I know you in my heart. Also, Yuffie has an awesome midriff right there. Just saying. So this is just kind of normal, right? It's like, okay, we don't understand what's going on, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I like how we're going the wrong direction to find Riku. I'll talk about that in just a second. But then this happens. Aerys comes back. This is great. Because remember, Aerys is our reflective memory of Aerys. And our memory of Aerys is someone who is wise and intelligent and can pay attention to little things. And so, even though she is actually someone who is basically a computer program, she's a computer program based off of someone who is smart enough to recognize that she's a computer program. This is actually something that Star Trek Next Generation covered a couple of times, and Star Trek in general kind of covered in a few cases as well. But the point is, his memory is of someone who is smart enough to recognize that the things are wrong here. So he is being informed by a reflection of an idea of himself to be what. Again, imagine if you walked onto the holodeck and you made a holodeck recreation of Sherlock Holmes, just to name an example. And this Sherlock Holmes was like the really brilliant one we see in like Sherlock or Elementary, for example. And therefore would take this character who is designed based on his design, his programming, to be that brilliant, would probably figure out the reality of his nature pretty quickly, right? Now, geek moment, back in Star Trek there's actually something called a perception filter whose entire purpose is to prevent that from happening, to literally distort the way they perceive things so that that actually can't happen, probably in reaction to the Moriarty event. But there is no such filter on Castle Oblivion, so many of the characters we will meet will act like the original components should, and will either be smart enough or strong enough to affect things that they probably shouldn't be able to. And Aerys here is the great example. I don't have all the answers, but I had to tell you something. Your memories created this town, right? That's what the guy who gave me the card said. If that's true, this town is just a figment of your mind, and so are we. Notice how Sora is wigged out by that. And good musical choice, by the way. But she's like, I'm not really me. I don't remember things I should, and I sense things that I shouldn't. Sora, beware your memories. In the journey to come, you will be faced with more illusions. This word, by the way, I don't know if this is a significant word that they use in Japan, but they are very consistent in the English translations in this game and in Recoded, both games that really cover Castle Oblivion, to use the word illusion to describe the kind of things we'll be encountering here. I feel like that's a deliberate vocabulary choice. And again, I refer to the earlier hologram idea, but I find myself wondering if this illusion thing is also part of that defense mechanism of Castle Oblivion, as per the Aqua discussion we already had. Sometimes the shadows of your memory will deceive you, try to lead you astray. What exactly does that mean? I'm sorry, I'm just another illusion. The truth is out of my reach. And she's so passively accepting of it. Because of course she is. She's a reflection of Aerys, or rather, a reflection of Sora's memories of Aerys. Stay strong, Sora. Don't let the illusions distract you from what's really important. And again, this entire game is about what happens to a person when you mess with their memories, both Sora's and Riku's. And, yeah. Oh, gotcha, okay. It does sound like his kind of a thing, but given how little he had to do with the plot with Sora, it would only be incidental if that was true, Samurai. We also see illusions in Data Oblivion in Recoded, so that's kind of relevant too. Also, Donald's line there is hilarious. You were just standing there talking to yourself, Sora. Which is true no matter how you interpret that. Castle Oblivion sits on the edge of... Here's the realm of the in-between, and here's the realm of light. Castle Oblivion's like right here, so they could literally walk from the realm in-between into Castle Oblivion, and theoretically then walk into the realm of light. And probably end up in Destiny Islands, actually. Where am I going? This is correct, okay. Like I said, I really wanted to replay Recon, because that whole cutscene I just went through, I would have missed if I was just showing you the CGI cutscenes. There's a lot of really good stuff in this game. Shmoo, this is Chain of Memories on 1.5 on the PS3 specifically. I've heard some people theorize that Marlucia actually translated them here through the corridors of darkness because they were sleeping when he was woken up, and all of a sudden they're practically here. So again, the Oblivion's proper aesthetic here. Actually, I do have a typography of Kingdom Hearts drawn out, Shadow.
Yeah, it was good to see everyone. But what do you really want from me?
What do you have to give?
I want to control you to take over the organization. Axel!
Hello.
Also voiced by one of my favorite voice actors.
What do you want?
No hogging the hero.
Take a drink! I don't have a drink. I don't have a drink. Take a drink for the card toss.
You'd like to test him.
Perhaps I would. My show now, Keyblade Master. Who am I? Oh, my name's Axel. Got it memorized?
Sure.
Good. You're a quick learner. So, Sora, now that we're getting to know each other better...
Axel is probably my third favorite character in the entire series.
Don't you go off and die on me now.
Behind Aqua and Zigbar. Got it memorized. I don't like this song. I like a lot of the music in this game, but I do not like this song. It feels like it lacks the oomph it really should have. So let's see how we do with our cheat deck against a boss. The bosses in this game can be really brutal by memory. There we go. One of the things I love about Axel... come on, let me attack him. Yeah, this is Axel during 358, that is correct. Oh, we won. Yay!
Give me a break.
We will agree to disagree, Shadow. It just feels kind of to me. Unlike, say, the original version of the 13th Dilemma. Fire. A good place to start is with the Next Generation Lava Dude. Go from Next Generation to Voyager to Deep Space Nine. Marlucia?
Another one? What's it do?
I think he should have been a she. Otherwise, I like him overall, if he's a she. I know that sounds weird.
Kind of looks like the card you used when you made Traverse Town.
Then I guess we're gonna need it to keep going.
That's right.
Hey, buddy.
Axel!
Did you really think after that introduction I would give up oh so easily?
You were testing us.
And you passed. Congratulations, Sora. You're ready now. Ready to take on Castle Oblivion. You will need to follow your memories. Trust what you remember and seek what you forget. Then you will find someone very special.
You mean King Mickey and Riku?
You will just have to give some more thought to who it is that's most important to you. Our most precious memories lie so deep within our hearts that they're out of reach. But I'm sure that you can find yours, Sora.
Is it sad that I associate
Why
Quentin
me?
Flynn more with Axel and Reno than
You
anyone
have
else?
lost sight of the light within the darkness, and it seems that you've forgotten that you forgot.
The light within darkness?
I agree with that, Bandit. That actually would have worked much better.
Would you like me to give you a hint?
Sora, do you need it?
I'm gonna figure it out for myself. If
Sora's
you're in my
dumb.
way,
Don't worry, Sora. We'll protect you.
Sora's dumb.
Good answer. Just what I'd expect from the Keyblade Master. But be forewarned.
Texture.
When your sleeping memories awaken, you may no longer be who you are now.
Axel is out for himself. That's probably the one truth about him that we know. Okay, I'm lying. There's actually a bunch of truths about him. But Axel is definitely... He's a very complicated individual. There's a reason he's among my favorite characters in the series. I need to grab a new drink for the drinking game. I'll be right back. Hi. One of the things I want to point out about Axel, notice that his dialogue and his voice acting are both noticeably different than, well, basically the Axel and the Lee that we come to know later on. Clearly a fairly different personality type. This will become much, much more apparent when we go through 358, where we'll literally see him in one scene before the events of Calm, and then in one scene after the events of Calm, and the difference will be remarkable. So, yeah. Gosh! I got Canada Dry! Because it's literally all that I drink. That's not a joke. This is like 99.9% of what I drink nowadays is Canada Dry. Oh, right. I am owed a drink because of the card fling. There we go. We will be playing 2 next, Freeborg.
What's wrong, Jiminy?
Well, you see, what Axel said back there worries me. What could he have meant by, you may no longer be who you are?
I may no longer be me. How can I be anyone else?
Okay, that's actually really funny. Oh my god. How could I be anyone else? I can't even tell which way that's funnier. The Roxas thing or the fact that he's got like 4 people inside him. I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to point out one thing really quick. Sorry. Axel does wield a Keyblade later on. Yes. God, I've actually lost my train of thought. That made me laugh so hard. Shoot, what was I going to say? Axel. Axel's mindset. Axel's mentality. What he's after. We do know, actually have a really good idea what Axel's after right now. Axel is after his own... if you can find a good copy, Samurai, feel free to let me know. I actually went looking for that once, and I only found ones with people talking over it, so... Axel is after advancing his own ends, which include finding a heart, and basically whatever plot he and Syx had, and Syx, of course, and furthering Syx's goals, and their little plans. Here, Dragoon. So, yeah, I think that's what Axel's after at this point in time. He's not really in Marlucia's side. He's not on Xemnas' side. He's on his own side, like I said.
Of course. Still, you can't be too careful.
Yep. Feels like just about anything could happen here in Castle Oblivion.
Castle Oblivion.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
See you, White Mage.
We'll be okay. Whatever it is they're cooking up,
Texture.
we'll be able to handle it together.
Course we will. Like at that creepy castle we explored together. The one with all those weird contraptions.
Halloween Town? Disney Castle Town?
When was that?
Traverse Town.
I can't remember. What was it called?
Gorge. Oh, it was, Holly? Holler? Sorry, I can't remember.
We're gonna add another no music for this one.
Goofy, sure you didn't make it up?
That is, I'm sorry, Goofy, are you sure you didn't make it up? Is a really, 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 really dumb thing to say. Just, seriously, Sora? You are so dumb, Sora. Yeah, for record, I don't get the tonic water, or club tonic. I get the sparkling seltzer water is actually what it's called. Yeah, warp point. Yeah, that's great. Halo. Why can't I remember? You know, I gotta admit, these people not being totally okay with the fact that they're just flat out forgetting things is a little bit disturbing, if I'm being honest. But let's be honest with ourselves. This entire place is kind of disturbing. It's also indicative of the nature of Castle Oblivion, the fact that you just forget from being here. Some people theorize that the main reasons that, well, how do I put this? I'm saying this wrong. I just said a lie. That's not true. Castle Oblivion doesn't make you forget. That's not the point. Castle Oblivion disorients you, confuses you, sends you illusions. It is... Okay, so what I was trying to say there and failing miserably at was... Most people I've seen who played this, including myself when we played this for the first time, always assumed it was a Castle Oblivion itself which was causing our memory issues. And that's... I mean, we're being lied to about that to our face. They actually say that. But that's actually completely not true. Castle Oblivion effectively has nothing to do with our memories. It is 100% Namine, who is actually the one who is fiddling with our memories. And pretty much from not too long from now and onwards, these people will 100% forget that, you know, these people ever existed. Let's get this out of the way. Let's just get Wonderland out of the way here. So, speaking of what Rory just said, some people are totally okay with Namine, and some people hate her. And both perspectives have a reasoning behind them. You know, she does do a fairly large amount of... she does some pretty bad stuff, and there's no denying that. Whether it was excusable, whether it was understandable, that's just addendum to the fact that she does do horrible stuff. And she does really screw us up. But I'm going to try and describe a little bit later why I personally forgive her for what she does. Of course, Rory is a bigoted bastard, so, you know. Just like Sora. Of course, I also have a lot of sympathy for nobodies in general. I actually have a thing I do, which you're going to see me as we do this Lorerun. I basically... Oh, absolutely not, Rojas. I apologize when I kill a nobody. Right. Forgot about that. Oh my god. Now, in fairness, Sora barely remembered her. No, Zed, absolutely not. Flour? Maybe? Gosh darn it. Tonic water is water with tonic added to it. I don't know. So you see those plant guys? I hate those plant guys with a fiery passion that burns in my soul. They are probably the single most annoying enemy in the entire game, and I mean that 100% sincerely. I hate them. I guess. green. I don't know. I always feel bad. So I always apologize. And you'll see me doing that, just like I usually do. A green card, so we'll do... that, I guess. Oh, I know, Samurai. Oh, I hate the plant guys in 358. Until I learned how to deal with them, the, Mandragoras were pretty bad in Birth by Sleep, too. The guys who dropped the lucky thing. I can't think of the name of it. The things that I need for the other thing that I need. I don't know words, but I know what I'm talking about. I swear. Hey, look, it's the same scene from earlier. This must be the trial. Remember, they don't... Yeah, for some reason they don't remember having already seen these events. So, of course, Alice is being charged with, stealing her memory rather than stealing her heart. Which, again, is significant because the Chain of Memories thing, stealing memories. And once again, this is sort of a parallel to what Sora is going through right now. Oh yeah, by the way, wallpaper music, sorry. Wallpaper music. Wallpaper music moment. I really, yeah, whatever. No music or wallpaper music. I'd probably take wallpaper music, but seriously. Hello, Ace. Oh my god! I'm the thief! I'm the one who stole your memory! It depends on my mood, if I'm being honest, Samurai. But having just gone through CKH1 and Birth by Sleep, I think the wallpaper music bothers me less now. What analogy, Brakeman? I didn't see an analogy. Ah! Oh god, I know the one you're talking about, Lava. Damn it, I keep hitting R1 to target things, and it keeps screwing up my deck. Freaking changed control schemes. Oh yeah, let me talk about something else that I don't like, if I'm being honest. Why didn't they just call this Kingdom Hearts 2 Chain of Memories? Now, I know this sounds a little pedantic, but it feels like a weird thing for them to, frankly, mess up. I mean, the naming schema of the games are already kind of weird, but the fact that they don't number them properly, it's always been a pet peeve of mine. Kingdom Hearts is not the only game that does that. Resident Evil, Grand Theft Auto. So it's like, Kingdom Hearts 1, sure. Kingdom Hearts 2, Chain of Memories. Kingdom Hearts 3, which is 2. Kingdom Hearts 4, 358. Kingdom Hearts 5, Birth by Sleep. Kingdom Hearts 6, Recoded. Kingdom Hearts 7, Dream Drop Distance. I don't mind it if it's just a subtitle, but adding the number there would have actually really helped. Damn it, third, don't lie. Adding the number... Oh god, it's back! Damn you, third, you summoned it! Adding the number would have actually helped to stretch things out a bit more, rather than just... you know, trying to figure out which one is which without any knowledge. I mean, it's kind of a barrier to entry, if you know what I mean. I don't mind the name 358 over 2 days. I don't mind the name Birth by Sleep. I just wish they had actually numbered them properly. So in other words, it would be, what, Kingdom Hearts 7 now? So hang on, so there's 1, 2 would be Recom, and then 2... and then 358, Recoded, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance. So yeah, we would be on Kingdom Hearts 8 would be the one we're all... Oh, excuse me. There's 2.8. So Kingdom Hearts 9 would be the one we're all anticipating. And that'd be awesome! But instead, it's Kingdom Hearts, you know, 3. Never Ace! By which I mean yes, absolutely. Later on in the series. I just did it again. Keep hitting R1 to target. Oh my god. Oh, I wish Kuja was in it. I so wish Kuja was in it. See you around, Case, now. Where am I going? This way. Kingdom Hearts 3? Something to do with nobodies or nothing, because, yeah, it's pretty much the theme of Kingdom Hearts 2 is nothingness and absence, and I'm going the wrong way. And all of the things, how that's relevant to the series and the in-between and all that. So, like, maybe Kingdom Hearts 3, the in-between. Kingdom Hearts 3, that which is not, or something. I don't know. Something. I'd come up with something. I'd have to think about it more. But that would be the theme I'd go for with it. Oh, tell me about it, Final Cloud. Yeah, I think 2 is actually the largest of the games in terms of just raw content. I could be wrong about that. Or I could go with something much simpler, like just Kingdom Hearts 3 from within. Or Reflections. I like simple subtitles, though, so I'm a weird person to ask that kind of a question. Must avoid encounters. Let's see. Probably for another hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, sure you. We must have a white mushroom room. Oh, we need a 0. There we go. Hey, Sonic Doctor. Kai Unchained was actually what I was assuming to be Kingdom Hearts 8, actually, Daniel. In other words, 2.8 being that. Because, 2.8 is going to include that. Also, I don't consider that a Kingdom Hearts game in its own right, and yes, there's a bit of elitism there, and no, I don't care. Hey, Moisesk? I don't know how to say that. I am terrible. What's up, though? Welcome to the stream. Kingdom Hearts for the win. Kingdom Hearts is awesome, last I checked. No, Lava Dude, we're not doing that. So, this is what I was talking about earlier with the grind factor. We now have to equal up to 15 in order to progress. This is minor. This is like World 2. Later on, that's going to be much, much worse. So, yeah. A Moogle shop. Sure, why not? Let's do... I shouldn't have done that. Whatever. That's true! Sora did say that, and we smacked him for it, because it was stupid! Hey, it's Alice. Hey, Alice. Yeah? Oh, no, why would I steal the Crane's memory? You're welcome, Alice. Hey, Cheshire! What's up, dude? Look, you got something on here. There you go. It's a little better. So, of course, the Cheshire Cat would probably actually, again, know, it would know more than it should due to the nature of being the Cheshire Cat, or at least a memory of the Cheshire Cat. Did she remember that she forgot, or did she forget that she remembered? Also, the entire thing about remembering and remembrance here is kind of indicative of what will happen later on, with a fairly major character who is also my 4th favorite character in the series, who nobody remembers. What was it? Sheen or show something like that. I don't know. If you could shown me a proper character like that, that'd be nice, but... Yeah, but this isn't like... Well, I guess this is wallpaper music. Nah, we won't call that one yet. Soon. Very soon. Soon you will see the horror that is wallpaper music. Hey, it's a Moogle. A blue. What do we got? A room containing treasure. Oh, wait, that's the optional room. Damn it. I just wasted a card for nothing. Back we go. I did not know it was supposed to be pronounced that way for a decent period of time, actually, Samurai. If I'm being honest. The way it is actually pronounced, I should say. So, one of the things I actually like about the aesthetic of Chain of Memories in general is the box rooms. We'll see this a little bit more in Recoded when we go back here to Data Oblivion. But, I love the fact that each of these worlds is basically just a room, which then makes you think you're in the actual world, but then you're not. It's really indicative of the morphic and illusory nature of Castle Oblivion. Yeah, Zion is how I should pronounce it. Yeah, Shion. That one took me a while to get used to. Then again, so did Tidus and Zidane and a few other square names I can mention. Marlucia. Dun, dun, dun. It's her. We actually know the exact amount of time, Deutsch. I don't remember off the top of my head, but we know how many days Chain of Memory occurs over. And she has no memory. I like how once again Goofy figures it out. Oh my god, it's the thing that stole her memory! The boss! That's a good question, Lava Dude. We don't actually know, for a bit, how long... Or, not, I shouldn't say how long, wrong word choice. We still don't know what's going on with the original 5 and how they're going to be and all that fun stuff, so... Oh, bull crap. Yeah, this boss kind of sucks with the card system, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that is actually totally true, Green. Exactly. I've actually heard some meta theories that, and I think I mentioned this, that in Kingdom Hearts 1, we aren't actually playing through Kingdom Hearts 1. We're playing through either the recoded of it or memories of it or whatever, and that explains some of the discrepancies in Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't agree with that, but I just thought I'd mention it. I'm too busy talking about how awesome this game is, Samurai. I did miss at least one there. I will only count the one because I recognized it as it was happening. Let's go and get a slight while we're at it. But honestly, even was actually a pretty decent guy before he lost his heart. God, Sora, you are such an idiot. I like how Alice completely manipulates the Queen of Hearts there. Also says something about Sora's memory of the Queen of Hearts, given how stupid she is. Try too hard to remember and your memory might lie to you. The Queen would never admit she forgot, so instead she remembered something that didn't happen. Hint! Hint! I didn't actually know that, Mazidian. I didn't know you could use the Joker card on the 99s. Then again, the last time I was playing through this, I didn't have any Joker cards, you know, when I was playing through this legit without cheats, so it didn't frickin' matter. So once again, significance for the overall thing. Oh, fine. One more Sora's dumb for his what we're trying to do. I'm retarded. I believe is the rough word choice he was using there. I'm still never playing this game again, Mazidian Rabbit, but thank you for the information. That'll make it when I get to the 99 doors a little simpler and easier. Next cutscene.
Huh? What's the matter?
It's that creepy castle that I was talking about earlier. I know I didn't imagine it. 'Cause that was the castle where Sora had to use the Keyblade to free Kyrie's heart.
Cutscenes.
Then he just disappeared. And I was so worried. How could I ever forget that?
Oh, it was when I turned into a Heartless. Wait, that happened in a castle?
You forgot that? 'Cause I remember perfectly.
Then what's it called?
That's easy, Aerys. Somebody help me. Is it in your journal?
Every word. I finished the first volume right before we got to this castle. Now then, if I can just find it... Oh, here we go.
This is a big plot point, believe it or not.
Let's have a look. Oh, how could it be?
What's the matter?
Oh, my entries, they're gone. Every page is blank.
What do we do?
How could this have happened?
This is
I'm
a
so careful with the
huge plot
journals.
point.
Oh, that hard work is gone.
Yeah, Namine's powers are literally
blank.
world-altering.
What's going on?
But it's more, as weird as it sounds, it speaks more to the nature of Kingdom Hearts as a setting. The fact that if, for example, all memories of an event are erased, that includes all written works, all computer records, all everything. You erase the memory of an event, you basically erase the event having ever happened. So her unchaining the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 from Sora's memories literally removed them from the journal, in addition to Donald and Goofy and everyone else for that matter. By the way, you know how I mentioned earlier that everyone basically just kind of forgot that Sora ever existed? It is actually entirely possible that they didn't just forget Sora existed, they might have forgotten the entirety of the events of Kingdom Hearts 1, which would really mess with everyone, a lot. No, she does not, Rory, legitimately. She doesn't really understand just how significant what she's doing is. Anyways, but my point is, my theory, this is a theory, is that because of the very metamorphic and metaphysical nature of Kingdom Hearts as a whole, if someone else had the power to alter memories or whatnot, it would have the same reaction. Because the whole setting is so non-linear and non-adherent to standard physical law, that would be the result. Now, of course, Namine is the only one with that kind of power because of her nature as a not actually a nobody, not actually a Heartless, basically nothing more than an echo created from the body and mind, but not the memories, and not the heart or emotion or will of Kyrie's heart while he was inside of Sora when Sora's lost his heart. So Kyrie's heart, when it separated, left like a residual echo, and that echo is what turned into Namine. Yeah, exactly, Samurai. Holy crap. Now, Riku didn't forget. Now, this is interesting, because Riku is one of the only people who does not forget as these chains are being altered. Now, there are two possibilities for why that is. Option number one is the obvious one. which I don't agree with, by the way. And it's because, you know, he's Riku, he's immersed in darkness, he's being protected by Mickey or by his dark power, something like that. I think the answer is actually a lot more blunt. I think Riku is not being affected because of his nature as a somewhat unique being right now. Remember, Riku's body only very recently reconnected with him, with his heart, with his soul, with his self. And Ansem is still inside of him, who has also not forgotten those events. I think due to the nature of the fact that he's effectively two people walking around in the same form right now, that's what's actually protecting him from the events of the first game. That's just a theory. A game theory, but I will say this. There is another theory, and I like this one too. We've seen that several individuals don't have trouble remembering these events. Maybe it's just because they're not connected to Sora. That's entirely possible. But almost every one of those people who remember are in cloaks. The cloaks which protect you from darkness. And we know Diz, who also is wearing his own protective outfit, also remembers the events of Kingdom Hearts 1. So it is within the realm of feasibility that also assists in them remembering the events of Kingdom Hearts 1. It is, of course, the simpler explanation is just that only those who are directly connected to Sora's Heart, are the ones who forgot. Which would also mean that a lot of those worlds that got reconstituted would have some people who remember all the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 and some who don't, which would really, really mess with things, and that's why I like that theory. The question was asked earlier, why is it that the organization doesn't try to mess with Riku's memories? There's actually a couple answers for that. First and foremost, Riku doesn't get here until basically the events of the game are over, and by that point in time, the organization, or I should say Marlucia, has basically lost control over Namine because of the actions that Sora's taking. So they're not really in a position to meddle with Riku's memories directly. It is also worth noting that Riku also had people protecting him, including both Mickey and Diz, so that might be relevant as well. Sure, Jiminy would erase his own journal. Why not? So there's Namine. At some point I'm going to have to explain why I really don't mind the, frankly, bad acts she takes in this game. I'll talk about that later, though.
Something screwy. Little pigs don't trust Spanish.
What if it's more things?
Huh?
Goofy was telling us about another castle we'd been to. But none of us really remembers it. Do you think? Could it be that we don't remember because we're losing our memories?
Losing our memories?
Donald is dumb counter.
Hold on. Remember what that mystery fella said? In this place, to find is to lose. And to lose is to find. It must have been our memories he was talking about losing.
So if we keep going, we'll lose more. Guess it really is Castle Oblivion.
So the higher we go, the more we'll forget. Does that mean everything and everybody will be forgotten?
Riku and Kairi too.
Do you want to go back?
Don't worry, fellers. We might forget about where we've been or what things we've seen, but we won't forget who our friends are.
I don't know.
Come on, Sora. When you turned into a Heartless, did you forget about me and Donald?
Of course I didn't.
We had that big boss fight,
There
remember?
you go. No matter what happens, you won't forget your friends.
Oh.
This is also a major theme of the story we'll talk
You're
about in just a
right.
minute.
Thank you, Goofy.
So if there's nothing here that can make you forget about your friends, then we have nothing to be scared of. Let's go!
But when I turned into a Heartless, who was the one who took forever to notice and kept clobbering me?
How come you couldn't forget about that?
So, first of all, fun factoid. I'm pretty sure that, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it's actually Organization 13 that actually named this place Castle Oblivion, which kind of indicates that they understood something about its nature as the Morphic realm, which makes sense. The other thing I want to talk about, though, is the concept that some essence or some fragment or some piece of what you went through, the experiences or the emotions or some vague sort of connection remain, even if your memories are destroyed. This is, of course, obviously relevant in 358 to some extent, but the actual reason I want to bring this up is... monster. Let's get Monster out of the way. The real reason I want to bring this up is because of Xehanort. Xehanort's entire plan literally involved him tricking fate and forcing a... basically manipulating himself. This is so Xehanort. Manipulating himself in a way so that he had no choice but to go on the path he already walked on. He creates a stable time loop because of the fact that young Xehanort loses all his memories of all the things that he does. But all those events are still etched into his heart, to use his own terms. So he, he actually continues to act in the way that young Xehanort will, leading to young Xehanort becoming Xehanort. Pinocchio! It's really messed up, isn't it, Samurai? Because Xehanort really did literally manipulate himself into doing what he wanted to do. It's really messed up when you think about it. No, he's lying! By the way, fun fact, I was pretty close on his pronunciation until I heard it. I was saying Xehanort for a really long time, until I finally heard it spoken in English, and I was like, oh, Xehanort. Okay, got it. Yeah, Namine is another word that I didn't know how to pronounce for quite a while. Oh, right. With regards to the Riku thing, one thing that's relevant to note there... Ah, damn it! Hell. Xenahort? Really? One thing that's relevant to note, Sora's story ends, like, pretty much in the middle of Riku's story. Riku is actually still running around when Marlucia is defeated, and then his story keeps going for a time after that. And that's all I wanted to talk about with that. Where's Tranquil? Don't worry, we'll be gone soon, Funnel Cloud. Hercules? Really? Hercules. IGN knows lots about Kingdom Hearts. As you can tell. Oh, I have the wrong thing for this. Depends on how you die the second time, Lava Dude. Don't forget, people who become Heartless and nobodies are not killed. They're specifically converted, either artificially or naturally, and it's possible. There's plenty of ways for both to happen. So, yeah, if you died one way or the other, as an original being, you die. You're not coming back. So... yeah. One thing some people tend to forget, though, is you can only reconstitute your original being if your Heartless and your Nobody are destroyed. I mention that because that's extremely relevant when it comes to Dream Drop Distance. Master Xehanort can only exist because Xemnas and Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, are both gone. Which, we'll talk about that when we get there, but let's just say that's very relevant, in my opinion. Yeah, there's still afterlife that we're aware of. You're gone. Now, you can be deconstituted. You can be broken down, basically, into non-existence. That's actually referenced, and nearly happened to Sora and Riku in the Realm of Darkness. Yeah, they also have to be destroyed in order, too. The heart has to be freed, then the body has to be freed. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Yeah, where is Terra? Trust me, we'll be talking about that when we get there, too. Because we don't actually know where Terra is. Or Ericus, for that matter. He probably will love a dude, in all honesty. Yeah, we'll do this. I actually have a different theory than what Samurai just gave, for reference. Not to disagree with Samurai, Lord knows he is the only person who might know more than I do about Kingdom Hearts. Maybe. He doesn't actually, I'm just humoring him. What do I have a lot of? We'll do a black room. A 5, and a white room. A 7. Not that it matters. I should have just used whatever. Well, there's a bit of the reincarnation theory with the whole heart going back thing, because of Kingdom Hearts, or at least what people theorize Kingdom Hearts is. Good question, Green. Like I said, we'll talk about it later. Pinocchio! I would love it if Geppetto just walked up and suddenly flung a card at Sora, and Sora's like, wow, just like they always do. Well, it's a long story. Fade to black. And then they tell him that basically what happened is he went out sailing and he got swallowed by Monstro, and that's it. There's nothing better than being reunited with someone you care about. Poor Namine. I sympathize with her so hard. I also love how the four of them pretty much treat each of the people within the various, within each of the realms as if they're actually, you know, real people. Now, I know, that's a little bit disingenuous, especially speaking from me, someone who has argued for holographic rights and whatnot. But honestly, these are the least real people, like, possible. These are not people. Damn it, Shadow! Someone go destroy Shadow really quick. I need to make him into a glitch anyways. Where am I going? This way. This way. There we go. Kingdom Hearts would never do foreshadowing. Well, Namine does basically sacrifice herself to help us in the future. Both in terms of what she does, and in the fact that she kind of literally dies, in every sense of the word. Except for one, which we'll talk about when we get there, because, again, I don't want to run out of the... Heartless will do. As long as his nobody is still subservient, because all nobodies actually have to serve me, they don't have a choice. I've got the Xemnas thing going on. You know, that's actually true, Lord of the Flame. Although he was in Recoded a bit, too. Man, we tend to lie because of how much we care about the people we love. Foreshadowing! Oh, excuse me. Oh, hey, Venters. Yeah, sorry, we're doing Chain of Memories. You know what really screws me up about Xion? I don't want to talk too much about this, but the idea is that she still exists, but no one else can tell that she still exists. At least that's how I perceive it in the further games in the series. Oh no! Pinocchio! Pinocchio! Alright, this is it, guys. The hardest boss fight. Actually, this is a really irritating boss fight. In all honesty. Because of this crap. So, card battle plus platforming plus irritating combat that doesn't actually allow you to do anything with it. Only for a little bit, Noel. And then she faded. Roxas remembered her for a bit, too, and then she faded. Card games on motorcycles? Sign me the hell up! Agreed, Green. To be forgotten is a fate worse than death, especially if you're still alive to endure it. Pinocchio! Yeah, Xion never met him. Or, wow, Sora never met himself. Except for here, where he meets himself constantly. Which, yeah, anyways. I knew it, Lava Dude. You have no respect for me because my opinions are very biased. I mean, all I do is do this circle jerk to the 90s thing over and over. Yes, I'm never letting that go. It's too funny. Up, up, up. Up. There we go. Welcome back, Zeiss. Yeah, we'll be talking about him quite a bit when we get to Dream Drop Distance. Almighty darkness, fill me with the power of cards. Yeah, go ahead, Kelson. Theoretically, yes, Null. We'll see. They're pretty sure that they're going to bring back Xion, Namine, Roxas, Ventus, Aqua, and Terra in Kingdom Hearts 3, so... FF6 is the greatest game ever. Because I genuinely think that. I really do. So, shrug. Oh my god, it's a single shadow! Wait, 2 shadows! Oh my god! 5 shadows! No! Boss fight from hell! I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Ah! Damn it, Sice! What are you doing, man? Hey, I criticize FF6, and I love that game. I think I've earned the right to criticize FF10. Another game I love, actually. 20 shadows! Sorry. This game makes me laugh sometimes. Okay. Because you deserve it, Zeiss. As you wish. My master. So this counts as another no music, first of all, while I'm doing this. Second of all, we need to add this up to 242. The Hulk? I like how he's phrased that as a question. Ah. Seriously, the no music counter is just going to keep going up. It doesn't even stop until, I think, like, Dream Drop Distance is the first game that really doesn't have the no music problem. Or maybe that's just because I wasn't noticing it by then. But in every other game, it's there. It's there. And it's horrible. Under the shower. Under the shower. I'm done. Maybe Pinocchio doesn't need a conscience after all. He's come so long, he doesn't need Jiminy Cricket. He's got a conscience of his very own. There's nothing... yes, okay. We already covered this foreshadowing. Thanks. Just gonna... yeah. Too true, Lava. Too true. Unfortunately, no, Omega Legion, I do not have a capture card. I actually have literally spent months trying to procure one and failing at it, so we're going to be watching Dream Drop Distance, which kind of sucks. I actually enjoy playing Dream Drop Distance, but whatever. But yes, Samurai over there, who will be getting props when we get there, basically threw together a video that we'll be showcasing, which includes some gameplay.
I hope the kid is gonna be okay.
Mickey's fine. He's having trouble reaching here.
I had to be sure that I hadn't forgotten him.
How'd that go for you?
No music.
Good. I remembered where I had crucified the king.
Thank you,
Well, I
Snicker.
remember that too. The king helped save everything by staying on the other side of the door to darkness, I think.
You got it, Goofy.
And me? I'm looking for Riku. He was with the king when the door closed. I guess there's no way we'll forget the most important memories.
That's good, because I don't want to forget.
You know, something just occurred to me. I just realized there's another theory as to why Riku doesn't forget anything about this situation. And I can't believe this didn't occur to me until just now. Namine never really fiddles with Sora's memories of Riku. In fact, she reinforces them. Because she basically transplants those memories of Riku into Repliku, right? So it's entirely possible that that's why Riku never had any memory loss problems. Because the connections to him were never fiddled with. You see where I'm going with that? So I think we're about to meet Larxene, who is awesome. Yes!
You seem pretty intrigued by this Sora kid.
Are you telling me you're not Larxene?
Haven't decided yet.
Her voice actress is perfect.
I think what intrigues me more is what you see in him.
There was a time he became a Heartless. And if one becomes a Heartless...
They lose their minds and their feelings. They're consumed by the darkness.
Right, but not Sora. He held on to his feelings even as a Heartless. And there's only one other man who's been able to do just that.
It's the strength of his heart. That's what interests you. Why the Keyblade shows Sora's heart.
To unlock the mysteries of the heart. Isn't that the organization's mission?
So one other interesting thing here. For those of you who never played the GBA version, the GBA version was much more coy. They never said the word nobody, not even once. Or if they did, they said it like not in context with the capital N. They barely referenced the organization. They didn't really talk about the concept of the other side of what happens to a heart after a Heartless is formed, etc. It wasn't until this version, which was made after 2, where they became a lot more open and blunt about a lot of the things that happen in the setting. I'm not sure if I like that better than the previous version, because there's a bit of exposition that's woven into this one that was missing in the original GBA version. Now, we don't know Larxine's original name, nor do we know Luxord's, Marlucia's, Demix's. I feel like I'm missing one. I probably am. Whatever. We don't know their original name. But, yeah, I know, right, Green? Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the true nature of nobodies yet. There's plenty of other times to talk about that. What I do want to talk about is Larxene in particular. This is pretty much the only game we see Larxene in. We fight her in 2 in Final Mix, but that's it. Damn it, Deutsch! No! I'm taking away your sword the next time you say that. I'm de-knighting you. Larxene, we really see her personality here, and we see a fairly large amount of her personality here. It makes me wonder, since Larxene is actually a fairly recent nobody, it makes me wonder why she has such a strong emotional display, for lack of a better term. Why her heart grew so relatively quickly. Although I actually have an answer for that. I believe it's because of the fact that she was one of the ones conspiring to betray the organization, so she didn't actually... Sorry, Bregman. She didn't actually buy into the, shall we say, propaganda of Xemnas like the others who are more close to him did. This might also partially explain how Axel started to break away, and probably explains some of how Zexion acts here, as well as Vexen as well. All of them have a fairly strong prevalence of, we're acting like we're actually people, but I'll get more into that later.
Oh, I wonder if there's anything we've forgotten.
If we did, what would it have been? I can't think of anything, so maybe that means that I really am losing my memories.
No music.
But whatever they were, they couldn't have been very important memories, right?
Right. Or else I don't think you would have forgotten it.
Yeah, no kidding, Samurai.
Look,
What number is Axel? He's 7, right?
a good luck charm Kyrie gave me. It's special to her, so I promised that I would return it.
I feel like pointing out this is only the second time he's
I'll
mentioned
never
Kyrie.
forget making that promise. It's why I could never forget Kyrie. Am I right, Kyrie?
Gotcha. 7 and 8, Syx and Axel. I knew they were right next to each other since they joined at the same time, and were probably nobodied at the same time.
Huh? Oh? Do I know that girl?
I was gonna say, he literally forgets Kyrie's name, like, right after this. It's
Sorry.
great.
Never mind.
We better keep going.
They forgot to remember to forget. Probably together, Deutsch. Although I should say, Issa and Lee were killed at the same time, to be slightly more accurate here. Yeah, no kidding, Krenzler. She has been literally fiddling with the rest of their memories just like that. No issue, no difficulty. Yeah, here goes your spells. Yeah, here goes Hollow Bastion. Here goes the rest of this. But when it comes to his memories of Kairi, it takes her a while to manage to unseat those and replace them. It makes me wonder about how motivated she was to do that. Or, I'll just say it flat out. I actually think that she was very, very motivated to replace Kairi with herself. And I don't blame her for that. What's going on with it, Venters? Oh no, it's Aladdin with his giant frickin' scimitar, I guess? I don't know. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about it now. Let's talk about Namine's motivations, shall we? Namine is someone who woke up one day, probably here. We don't actually know for certain. They never say it outright, but the implication is that she woke up when she was created by her notification process in Castle Oblivion, completely freaking alone, completely abandoned, no memories, no nothing. Now, I want you to do me a favor and pretend that you've just woken up, and you have amnesia. Basically, to use the human equivalent. You have no memory of self, you have no ability, no capacity for understanding. All you have is an entirely empty, devoid, white, hollow castle with no one else in it at all. Oh my god, let me kill you! With a completely empty castle, no one in it, and it's confusing as hell, and you're constantly getting lost because it's Castle Frickin' Oblivion. And that is how Namine came into existence. Those were her first memories, or of that nightmare. Can you even understand how horrifying and how soul-crushing it would be for that to be your first thing, your first memories, your first life? Is that horrible nightmare? I mean, that literally sounds like something that would be in a horror movie. It's very quiet horror, it's subtle horror, but it's really horrifying. Maybe it's just to me. But that total and utter solitude is just, whoa. So, Namine is then found by the organization. We don't know who exactly, it doesn't matter. And they quickly realize they can use her. Marlucia in specific realizes he can use her. And he's like, aha, this is the grand tool I will use in order to make my plans go forward. And he gives her let's just say that he terrifies the unliving hell out of her. It is clear that she literally just cringes at his presence, and especially at his touch. And so, he tells her, you're going to do this thing, and you're going to become this wonderful, beloved person from Sora. And she starts to learn more about Sora, and she starts to reach out to him and to his memories, and she starts to realize how much it would be wonderful to have that, to have the kind of unadulterated, there's a term for that, unconditional. To have that kind of unconditional friendship is the kind of thing that would have to be the thing that she literally wants more than anything else. And so she is willing to do something, let's be honest with ourselves, pretty horrible in order to get that. Desperate. She literally has to be desperate to try and cling to this idea of being Sora's friend, even though it means basically rewriting him to make it happen. Now, what she's doing is wrong. Let us make that clear. But it is very understandable given all the nightmares she's been to up until that point in time. And the fact that she is basically, well, not basically, she is literally being strong-armed into the situation by Marlucia, as I already mentioned. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I literally don't blame Namine for even a second. I understand exactly what it's like to be terrified, to be genuinely, utterly terrified in such a fundamentally horrible way that I can barely cohese, that I can barely think for myself. And so, yeah, I have a fairly large amount of sympathy for her. Like a huge amount of sympathy. There it is. That's because you're not a disgustingly horrible person. I'm sorry, but Xehanort is really, really a horrible person. And the more we learn about him, the more we learn just about how really, really, really horrible he is. Oh yeah, yeah, Marlucia and Larxene, they certainly deserve a fairly large amount of the mess and the blame for what goes on here. And of course, so does Xehanort for engineering the situation to begin with, because Xehanort just likes to ruin lives. You notice that? It's like a thing for him. I'm not even making that up. He literally just ruins lives. When actually confronted about completely destroying Ventus, Aqua, and Terra's lives by Mickey, his response is, eh. Literally, that's his response, is just, eh, whatever. Shion probably has it worse. Actually, there's no denying that. Shion has it worse, absolutely. That would be cool, Mono. I doubt it, but that would be very cool. Yeah, no kidding, Full Metal. It's horrifying to actually think that a game like this can actually make me feel sympathy for Saïx, of all people. And I've played through 58. But it's true, I do actually genuinely feel some sympathy for Saïx. It is also worth noting that Saïx was also being manipulated out the ass by Xemnas, so yeah. That's also true, Krenzler. They probably would have either locked, Namine away, or just flat out killed her, because of her nature and what she could do. I actually agree with you, Green. I don't think Xehanort gives a damn about the lives. He just kind of destroys. I mean, just utterly... Yeah, excuse me. Like I said, his reaction to, you destroyed my friend's lives is basically, so? Why does that matter, again? This way. No, run! Where am I going? This way. There's no iteration of his loop, Green. It's a stable's time loop. There's no beginning. It always happened. Which is one of the time loops that makes most sense to my head. Yeah, no kidding, Lava Dude. One character I have a weird type of sympathy for is Xaldin. Xaldin's a very cold fish, is genuinely sadistic, and has this whole, screw everyone with hearts thing going on for him. And yet all of that is in total contrast to the way Delon was back in Birth by Sleep. And it just really showcases just how bad someone can, emphasis can, fall upon losing their heart. We'll see, Fatsqueak. Although if it is the former, the StarCraft 2 method is already mentioned, that would be nice. You know what's really messed up? And I can't believe I'm saying this, but we keep talking about how Xehanort just doesn't give a damn about the lives he's ruining, right? Well, that kind of makes sense. I'm not saying it's right, Like, at all. I'm really not saying it's right. But it does make perfect sense because, remember, if he succeeds, those lives that he's ruining will go away. Will be erased utterly. So who gives a damn what happens to them? They're going to go away if he succeeds anyways, and he is trying to succeed. That is his goal, and I hate these things! Oh my god! Oh my god, I hate you! I hate everything about you! Ah! At least let me kill the guys who don't block my every attack. Come on! You would not like that, Shadow. My brain is a mess. There we go. Okay. Anyways. But yeah, Xehanort, it makes perfect sense, because who gives a damn? It's like being worried about, and I know this sounds like a really meta, Undertale kind of example, but who gives a damn about the characters in a video game you're about to erase? You're about to erase a save, for example? You don't care about those. You're just going to reload a previous save in order to work through it, right? You don't care about them because they're not relevant to you. They don't matter to you. And oh god, Genie Jafar, dude, yada yada yada. I find it interesting that Jafar's motivations here are surprisingly small time. He wants to marry Jasmine to become Sultan. That's it, basically. I mean, yeah, that's all he wants, really. And the funny thing is, he didn't even need the lamp for that, really. It's like, alright, fine, Jasmine. Okay. What about your other 2 wishes? Nah, I'm good. I'll win everything. I want you to make Princess Jasmine fall desperately in love with me. Okay, so this way. Oh, you bastard. Oh, come on! Why are there big bodies everywhere? Alright, we're going to make all of Agrabah go on a frickin' diet. God dang it. Sorry, Rackinson. Unfortunately, we're actually going to be stopping streaming soon-ish, because I need to get ready for tomorrow morning. We will, of course, be starting again tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. What are you linking here? Ha! That's... that's an interesting thing. Where are we going? This way. The only way to go. And I'll be streaming all day tomorrow. And probably Wednesday. Where am I going? Forward. Probably for fear of consequence, Shadow. I mean, really. I wouldn't blame them for that one. Okay, a red, almighty darkness. And a green. Sure. Yeah, I know, I have a lot of viewers across the pond here, Nicolas. So... It's basically an impossible situation for me to try and stream at a time that's good for everyone. So I kind of gave up on the idea basically around the time the FF Marathon started. And nowadays I pretty much default to the 11 a.m. EST to the evening EST and basically just stream all day. So, yeah. Every now and again, I've actually had a, no! Every now and again, I've had another streamer, another streamer who's like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Yes, this is suddenly Chrono Cross. Oh no, he's an all-powerful genie! I've had some streamers go to me and say, dude, how the hell do you stream for so long? Most streamers I know are like, you know, oh man, I had a long 4-hour stream. It was intense. And I'm just like... It's a naval expression, Shadow. I know, you just reminded me of that, Nicholas. Also, I misread that at first and thought you said 11 a.m. Anyways, oh, I hate this fight in any incarnation. Oh my god. Oh my god, really? Oh, god damn you to hell! Remind me to heal soon. I haven't saved in a while either. No, stop targeting him. No, what are you doing? Actually, believe it or not, no, Kasha. I found myself burnt out on a lot of things in life, but never video gaming. But then again, this has been an important part of my life for a really long time now, so... Damn it, yeah, that didn't heal me at all. Okay, whatever. Oh my god. Ah! Okay, we have a problem. Oh, you troll! Actually, I've been trying to, Freeborg. It literally keeps de-targeting it, so I kind of gave up. And it kept targeting Jafar instead, and I actively don't want to target Jafar. I don't actually have a heal, Samurai. In my deck. In my dick. My deck. My deck. I don't have a heal in my dick either. Oh, I'm getting kind of tired. I didn't say that. That's a good question, Samurai. Why don't we add a heal to my deck? Oh my god. Anyway, so... No. And he wishes for him to be free. Oh my god. This is now the second time we've seen this in Kingdom Hearts and the third time we've seen this total. Apparently third. God. Bracelets are still there. I like that, by the way. If I used your help to get to Jasmine, I would be no better than Jafar. You'd think the actual Aladdin over in the actual movie would have figured that out. He never does, if you pay attention. He keeps adhering to the I have to lie garbage. And then he's like, I want to show her the real me, the person who I actually am. Yes, I am, Cashel. And again, that makes a degree of sense with regards to, Yay. Sora, you know, showing her the real him. Also relevant because Namine showing him the real her. I didn't think I was that bloodthirsty green. Gosh. It's okay, Final Cloud. It's okay. I do it every day. Oh my god. Okay. By the way, you know how busy I've been the last several days leading up to and during this marathon? I'm actually at the point now where I need to play through... Oh god, the noise! I need to play through, Link Between Worlds for the Rumination, right? Well, I, haven't had time to even start it. I literally have not even started the game yet. So, yeah. Okay, so we'll just toss in some Cure 9s here. In preparation for some of the later boss fights. There we go, that should be enough. No, Octavian! That is not allowed to become a meme. I have many memes, and that is not allowed to be one of them. The Lich King forbids it. Casual, we'll see. I mean, yeah, he says that, and that's great, but we'll see. Damn it, Slice, get on it! By the way, we're actually playing in beginner mode because there actually I looked it up. There is zero benefit to playing on proud mode in Chain of Memories. Yeah.
Who could that have been before? In my memory.
It was Namine, the memory alterer.
It wasn't Kairi. But another... girl? Maybe... I think her name was...
Sora! Let's go! You wanna find Riku and the kid, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah, that's important to me.
Man, it was right on the tip of my tongue.
Again, note the fact that she's still having trouble replacing Kairi with herself in his memory. Well, at least I'll finally be famous for all the wrong reasons, Final Cloud. Elixirs? I'll have to do that. What do elixirs do? I guess it doesn't matter. Hey, Namine. I like this picture, actually. Sora, Kairi, Namine, Riku. Again, you really get the impression that this is just someone who, you know, just really, really, really wanted a friend. Oh, I already have elixirs. Sorry. They just don't heal me.
I remember.
Huh?
There was another girl.
What? A girl? Where?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to do this. I have to do this. I'm so sorry, guys. You don't understand. Just give me a moment. Hang on. Okay. Whoops. Why is there no audio? Oh, whatever. Girl. Girl. Why is there no audio? Hang on. Why is there no audio? I just... That's the first thing that occurred to me when I saw that was yeah. Why is there no audio? That's really weird. I must not. Oh, I know why there's no audio. Anyways, yeah, that's my first thought. Girl, where? I just suddenly pictured going into Goofy's mind. Girl alert. Girl alert. I'm done. Sorry. Sorry.
No. I mean on the islands where I used to live. Besides Kairi and Riku, there was one other girl I was friends with. The four of us played together all the time.
Why did that mess up so much?
Sora? Seems to me that's the first time you've mentioned her.
Yeah. I guess I forgot all about her. I think she just suddenly went away. when I was still really little.
What do you think makes you remember that now?
I'm not sure, but it's been coming back in pieces as we go through the castle.
Gosh, do you remember her name?
Selfie! Ah, damn it,
don't remember.
Cashel got there before I did.
I feel kind of dumb. We said we weren't gonna forget our friends, and well now, I can't even remember her name.
Sora.
Oh, you shouldn't be worrying none. If it's been coming back to you in pieces, you're sure to remember her name just like everything else.
So... Okay, there we go. So, I gotta be honest, yeah, that's true, Green. He never does mention Tidus, Weak, Waka, or Selfie. Even though Selfie's actually in Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh, and that's kind of it. One of the things that, I had a mistake on, and I know at least 2 other people personally did, they actually believed there was a Namine back in the first game. When I was doing that lore run 2 weeks ago, my friend I was doing it for, about halfway through the thing, he paused it, looks at me and says, "Was there a Namine on the island?" And I just said, "No." And he's like, "Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure." And it's funny because this game almost in a meta way plays on our vague memories, right? Few people remember things concretely and strongly, and so, you know, the idea that you just kind of, there was this some other person on the island that we just kind of vaguely weren't aware of because they weren't important to the plot of Kingdom Hearts 1, isn't actually something that's out of bounds. But of course, Namine, well, Namine was on the island just before she existed. So, yeah. God, Sora needs to grow the hell up. Grow up, boy! Yeah, no kidding, Omega Legion. Of course, the only person who's here who's actually intelligent is Goofy, so... Just imagine if you had perfect memory. Every time you stub your toe, you'll always remember it forever. Selfie, Waka, and, Tidus. You know what's funny, Samurai? He never thanks Namine. Data Sora thanks Data Namine. Namine never gets her thank you. Ever. She does nearly get murdered, though, so that's a thing. And then she sacrifices her life and dies, basically. So that's a thing. Honestly, I would give that to Mickey Cashel. Ignoring the fact that I believe that Kingdom Hearts is way higher tier than Star Wars from a personal power level. I've always believed the Force is actually pretty weak, relative to other fiction. I would never do that, Zeiss. Yeah, Goofy is pretty much one of the smarter characters in the whole franchise, really. Hades! With no voice acting. Almost, Samurai. Not quite, though. Oh my god, it's Vincent! I mean, we've seen Cloud. He's way sickler and paler than that, so that can't be Cloud. Oh. Yes, really, Cashel. I mean that sincerely. I'd be a little surprised if it wasn't Omega Legion. Personally. They really seem to like the DLC outfit thing, and honestly, making that kind of thing is very low intensive when it comes to time and budget, so it'd be easy to do. Oh, it'll absolutely will be in Smash. There's no way it's not going to be in Smash. The real question is, when is Geno going to be in a game again, huh? How many of you have any idea what I'm talking about? Ah, that section's awesome, Nicolas. I think the overall point there is that he knew that Hades was a schemer. Remember, the deal that he just saw is actually different than the deal that actually happened. The deal he just saw was all about memories being restored, and the lengths you're willing to go to make those memories get restored, so... Yay, someone knows who Geno is. Damn it, Zeiss, why not? Come on, man. Okay. Almighty darkness, fill me with the power of the gods. By the way, the most likely next in-depth review I'll be doing, it'd be Super Mario RPG, just a heads up on that. That won't be happening until probably February, though, so... maybe later. You ain't heroes! I like how that's one of the clear and distinct things Sora remembers. I'm Hercules. Deutsch, stop panning so hard. It's just Herc. I have played one of them on the DS Kelson. It was not the first one, I remember that. Did Phil literally just say you have me over a barrel? Wow. I'm amazed that got in there. Damn it, Zeiss. Of course, I haven't actually discussed what a Heartless is that much. I discussed the nature of Natural Heartless and Emblem Heartless earlier. And I haven't really talked about Nobodies yet, because we really haven't interacted with them that much. I'm saving that till 2. I haven't decided yet, Ryan VG. Yeah, Nobodies will be explained incorrectly in the next game, no less. And then we'll find out more of the truth of them in Dream Drop Distance. But that's okay, because I'm here to explain the truth of them. But seriously, I think I've actually already discussed most of what I actually have to about the Heartless. Back when I was discussing the difference between the natural and the emblem. Oh, jeez, that's a lot of... Heartless. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I suppose I could mention it when I'm talking about Nobodies. I don't know. We don't talk about Yensid. Without spitting. Ugh! Yensid. Fucking stupid, terrible, worthless. Actually, I do, Zeiss. I would never do that in Primus, though. Honestly, I feel like in Dream Drop Distance, he gets a little bit of how stupid he is shoved into his face. And he starts to see the consequences of his actions over the series so far. And how incredibly stupid he's been. That's a good question, Noel. If it actually is set in the previous time with Xehanort and Ericus, I think it's very likely, yeah. Especially since that would make them the trio of that era. Although I don't think there is a third, as has been mentioned before. Do I think Jensen's going to turn around in Kingdom Hearts 3? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of gets worse in Kingdom Hearts 3. Cloud does not wish to fight us for some reason. I'm here to kill Hercules! This is business! Now get out of here or I will kill you too. I am Cloud, and I can kill everyone. It's funny you say that, Green, considering we know for a fact he's alive. Just absent his memories and whatnot. Although some people have theorized that that is not actually him, but his Heartless or his Nobody. But I'll talk about that when we get to Kingdom Hearts 2, I guess. Oh no, it's Cloud! Yeah, I need to organize my deck a little bit. I'm not sure, Ryan.
Gotta keep going.
Ding. Actually, if you pay attention to the animations of Kingdom Hearts 2, Yensid looks really evil. Also, so does Mickey. Like, really evil. Like almost cartoonishly evil, one might say. So the foreshadowing here is actually probably one of the subtler examples, since most of the other foreshadowing is basically, you know, way obvious, way blatant. In this case, it's just the lengths you're willing to go to restore your memory. And that's it. In other words, Cloud being willing to kill someone in order to restore his memory. That is pretty horrible, Green, I'll admit. I've never heard that theory, I don't think, Snicker. I'll have to think about that one some more. I always assumed that the event during which Sephiroth was made was an event during which Zack was killed, probably by Cloud, so... yeah. Yes, Paladin Waffles. No, I'm kidding. Of course not, dude. Plenty of people love this game. There we go. Yes, Deutsch, absolutely. Sora has gone through some really messed up stuff. And it is honestly his naivete and his natural goodness, for lack of a better way to put that, that probably is responsible for the fact that he has remained a good guy, even though he keeps helping the bad guys constantly. Because he does keep helping the bad guys constantly. Yeah. Debatable, Shiryu, but mostly no. That's true, Krenzler. He's not actually, you know, evil or malevolent or anything like that. He's just, stupid. There's really no better word for it. I mean, we've talked about it. He's not actually dumb, as I try to describe. He's just, he is unintelligent. Good question, actually, Green. Both of them are actually viable options, so... yeah, the grinding was really bad, in my opinion. Really, really bad. I must get back my memories, even if I have to kill everyone to do it. Hercules. You edit your save, Lava Dude. Now, Kingdom Hearts 2 is grind the game. Or, not, I'm sorry, not grind the game. Reaction boost the game. I hate the frickin' triangle button in Kingdom Hearts 2. I hate it so much. I will never, ever forget that, Noel. Never. Thunder Surge, the game. Funnily enough, I've only ever done that tactic once, Samurai, against the, well, against young Xehanort. I'll just say who it really is. We're in a Lorerun. I can spoil all I want. Sora is Mickey's father. There you go.
Take that.
I mean,
Take that.
I really need to reorganize my deck. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 feels like, you know, spin the lever, or hit the lever, the game. Because, yeah, seriously. Aren't there only a few of them, Shurya? Feel the heat. Yeah, it's literally just his voice clips from Kingdom Hearts 1, by the way. Feel the heat.
Take that. Take that.
Take this.
Take that.
Back off.
Take that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Faragaball.
This isn't happening.
Dream Jump Distance would be flow motion the game, except it's so hard to control. I mean, I know flow motion is stupidly overpowered, but man. No, Paladin, no, no. No! No! Yes, 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 I'm cheating my balls off. My balls are over there, because I cheated them off. In Kingdom Hearts, or just in Disney, Zeiss? He's probably very happy about it, Torner. I mean, you remember when you actually get a card from in an MTG pack and it's the one you really want? And... Actually, I haven't, Samurai. I've not gone back and replayed it. With the new 3DSX, etc. Oh yeah, this is a pretty short game. I would say Recom is probably the shortest of the Kingdom Heartses. If it's an important memory, the memory will come back. Uh-huh. Oh! That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That's not the animation. Trust me, we'll be seeing more of the animation later. Probably at this point, Deutsch. Because it's already kind of getting late. In fact, it's actually later than I meant to keep going. So I think after this next in-between cutscene, we'll go ahead and cut it off for the night. And then tomorrow, the rest of Chain of Memories, because I guarantee you we'll beat Chain of Memories tomorrow. There's no way we won't.
Sora, is there anything else you remember about that other Lorerun?
I remember.
Just bits and pieces.
Maybe you could try telling us some more stuff about her.
Hey,
Who
Super Badgers
knows?
fan.
It might even help you remember other things.
Well,
Well, let's
she was quiet and always drawing. When we'd go to the beach, she'd draw a picture instead of swimming. Sometimes she'd draw us too. She was really good. I remember Riku and I fighting over who she'd draw next. But one day, she was gone. Just like that.
Debatable,
I think the
Casual.
grown-ups knew the reason.
It was either Aerys or Tifa. One of the
They
two.
might even have tried to explain some of it to me. But I was little. I probably didn't understand what was happening. I remember crying after she was gone. But that's all. I still don't remember her name.
Oh, I bet you'll remember it in no time.
Okay, Kingdom Hearts for life, Badgers fan.
I must point out, Sora keeps remembering things instead of forgetting them.
Holy crap.
It seems to me, forgetting things may be the only way to reach the memories buried deeper down inside each of us.
In the whole series, yes, Paladin.
So we should forget in order to remember?
In this game, no.
Like those guys said, our most precious memories lie so deep in our hearts that they're out of reach. All that stuff about finding being losing and losing being finding, I didn't get it at first, but maybe this is what they meant.
Gosh, Sora, I think I'm a little jealous of you. How come me and Donald and Jiminy aren't remembering more of the stuff from our memories?
Come on, Goofy. Let's get going. We gotta forget things faster.
Donald, really? Really, dude? You are so stupid, Donald. Maybe I should have had a Donald as stupid counter. I wish I had buried memories to remember. I wish I could forget all sorts of stuff to remember them. Yeah, could you imagine if Goofy's like, I wonder if the name Max means anything to me?
Just as we intended.
We'll continue with our plan. Let's see how far this group will go.
You had your fun on the first floor. So this time, it's my turn.
Oh, take a drink! Take a drink.
I'm not going to just give it to him.
Don't break him.
Well, do I detect a soft spot? I'm not gonna break the toy. I'm not dumb.
Don't forget, Sora is the key. We need him if we're going to take over the organization.
I know that you're in on it too. But keep it under your hood, at least until the time is right.
Yeah, my favorite's Birth by Sleep, personally, Super Badgers. Not that I don't love 2, but Birth by Sleep filters to the top.
You would have been wise to have done the same, Larkseen.
Now, what Axel just did there is actually a fairly easy, fundamentally basic manipulation, but it worked brilliantly. He basically lets loose that he knows what they're talking about, and she
Sora,
assumes that he's in on
Did anything
it.
back there help you remember your friend's name?
Her name's the only thing I can't seem to remember.
You gotta try. Hurry up and remember it.
I don't know. I'm not sure I would mind that, Shadow. I mean, she does have hips, so... Now, all seriousness, though, Larkseen is awesome. Looks like that's it for now. Because we're going to be doing... I think we have one more world card to go through. What floor are we on? 6th floor. Yeah, exactly, Samurai. It is a basic manipulation, but it is still an excellent manipulation. Okay, so yeah, we're cutting it off for the night. Oh, God. Tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. EST as usual. Did I save? God, I am really out of it. Let's get a save in, just in case. 11 a.m. EST, we will continue going through Chain of Memories. And then we will be probably picking up Kingdom Hearts 2 right after that, which, I gotta be honest, I'm actually really hyped for replaying Kingdom Hearts 2. So, see y'all tomorrow, guys.